haven't filmed a video in a minute, so this could possibly be a train wreck. What the fuck is up, my britches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany. In today's video, we are going to be talking about my mid-year best in beauty for 2020. So we're going to talk about makeup, skincare, and hair care. But I found this video a few years ago. A friend of mine on YouTube, Makeup by Cheryl, I'm sure you guys all know who she is by now because I'm always talking so much about how amazing her haul videos are. But I reached out to her because I saw that she did this video for the past 2 years now. So she was the first person that I actually saw do these videos because I binge watch these videos at the end of every year. These are my favorite videos to watch, are favorites videos, best in beauty videos. I'm telling you, I binge watch the shit out of them. So I reached out to her recently. I'm like, Cheryl, are you going to be doing one of these mid-year best in beauty for 2020? She said, yeah. And I'm like, girl, let's collab on this shit because I fucking love Cheryl's channel. She has the best haul videos. I'm talking about her all the time. I'm sure you guys all follow her by now because we're all nosy britches up in here. I already know you guys are nosy as hell. I know you guys are probably already following her, but if you guys aren't, make sure you guys go check her out. But I'm so excited because I've just been following her for so long, and to be actually collaborating with her on a video that she started it's just so surreal for me. So thank you to Cheryl for collabing with me on this video. But I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite makeup, skincare, and hair care, and Cheryl is also going to be sharing that as well. I'm not sure if we're going to have all the same categories, but these are going to be the best products that we have found, or they're either new products that were launched this year or new products to our collection. So that's what I'm going to go through. It's basically just one big ass favorites video. You guys all know these types of videos. So if you guys like these, don't forget to thumbs it up before you guys leave, or thumbs it down if you don't like them. But I mean, if you don't like these videos, why the hell are you watching this video right now? So I think I'm going to start with makeup today. Usually I start with like skincare and hair care because they're relatively short topics, but I feel like everybody's majority here for makeup. So I think I'm going to start there, and then I'll hit the hair care and skincare towards the end because I don't really have a lot. These are going to be just standout products for my collection, products that really blow me away, or just products that I want to reiterate to you guys how much I love them as per usual. So let's just dive right in because I got a lot of shit to go through. So the first thing I want to mention is the eye base I've been loving for the past, ever since it launched. I can't even remember how long I've had this. I'm pretty sure that it launched this year. But the GERARD Cosmetics, this is the Clean Canvas Eye Base. I just spit everywhere. This is just one of my favorite products because at first I didn't really think I was going to like it that much because it does look like just like a pot concealer. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be messy. I don't think I'm going to like that, da-da-da-da-da. I ended up falling in love with this. I have it on my eyes right now, and I do feel like it really cancels out the like veininess that I have or any discoloration that I have on my lids. But I also really think it makes a difference for really amplifying my eyeshadows, and it does make them last longer. So I am a huge fan of this. I know not everybody uses eye bases, but I really hope that they expand this range because they only have the shade medium, which is this shade right here. I think it would work for a bunch of different skin tones, but some people don't want to have, like if you have a darker complexion, you might not want to have such a stark difference between like your eye base and your skin tone, you know what I mean? So I think if you're lighter in skin tone, this probably won't work for you, but I think if you're like light medium to probably like tan to deep, maybe. I'm like light medium to medium skin tone, and this really works for me all year round, so I really love this one. So that's going to be my favorite eye base for the year of 2020 so far. And then now I'll talk about some eyeshadow palettes. My favorite eyeshadow palette, I feel like I'm talking about this all the damn time, but it's such a good basic Brit neutral eyeshadow palette. I'm telling you guys, this is just the palette I feel like I've talked so much about. I think it's such a beautiful color story. I've said it before, if you missed out on the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Makeup by Mario palette, this is a great alternative for that, except I think that this is better. I think it's absolutely stunning. And the shade Opulence, which is this beautiful metallic, like, it's like a copperish gold shade. I cannot touch this palette without swatching. Oh my, just look at the shine that this freaking has. It's such a good shade. I think all the shades in here are so beautiful. It's got this metallic gold. This metallic green is another one that I'm just head over heels for. I love this palette. I have a few shades on my eyes today. I have the shade Transcend, Aesthetic, and I believe Exposed are going to be what's in my crease. And then I have some other things on my eyes right now too, but this is just the perfect neutral go-to palette. I think the quality of it's phenomenal. It looks just super bougie too. I love the packaging on it. It's stunning. I think Artist Couture really nailed it with this palette, so definitely a favorite eyeshadow palette of 2020. If you guys thought I was going to talk about only one eyeshadow palette, you had another thing coming because I can't not talk about these MAKEUPGEEK eyeshadows. This is going to be from the rebrand. I love these eyeshadows. I feel like anytime that I wear these, I get complimented on how just beautiful the blend looks on my eyes. My favorite thing about this collection, I would say I reach for the neutral palette more so than this palette here. This is going to be the colorful palette. But my favorite thing about these Makeup Geek shadows is the foiled shadows, which is going to be the top row up here. They're stunning. They are some of my favorite metallic, just shiny metallic shadows in my collection. I've loved and adored these for so long, ever since they started doing these. And I think in the rebrand, I think they're relatively the same, if not maybe a little bit better, but they're super shiny. They just look beautiful. They're really poppy on my lids, which is one thing that I really pay attention to. And I do have textured lids as well, and they don't accentuate the texture on my lids, which a lot of metallic shades tend to do. So between like these two palettes, like I have all like the shimmery goodness that I need in my life, but I just really love these Makeup Geek palettes, so I wanted to mention them as well. But if I were to pick any palette that is like a standout, oh my god, I lost my shit, I cannot live without these, like I cherish these in my collection, it's these CLIONADH Cosmetics multi-chromes. I don't want to tip it over too far because one of them keeps falling out. I think it's this one down here. It broke because they're very soft. These are so stunning. I have my Sydney Grace multi-chromes over here as well. This is the shade that I'm wearing on my eyes. This is the shade Forge. I just wanted to show you guys how you see that shift with these multi-chromes. I just think they're beautiful. So again, that's what's on my lids right now. I have a couple other shades between like Supreme Nudes and the glitter multi-chromes from CLIONADH Cosmetics. But I freaking love these because I just think they're so cool. They're just stunning. And I do feel like a lot of indie brands do these multi-chrome eyeshadows. There is something particularly special about the CLIONADH Cosmetics when it comes to their jeweled multi-chromes, because I think they just have a little bit more shine to them, a little bit more sparkle, versus like the Sydney Grace ones. They still have that same multi-chrome dimension, but they don't look as pretty. Not that they're not pretty, but there's just something I think that is a little bit more special about the CLIONADH Cosmetics for the jeweled multi-chromes. But my favorite thing that CLIONADH Cosmetics does is their glitter multi-chromes, which are going to be these 6 up here, the top 2 rows. I just think they're gorgina. Like, these are the coolest, like, transformer shades, because you apply these and you're like, oh, I think it's going to look this way, but then it could take your look to a whole nother level. There's one picture on my Instagram. I put one of the shades over like a black liquid lipstick, and it totally transformed to the way that my eyes and my lips looked. But I just think these are so beautiful. They have such a beautiful, just reflective glitter to them. It's not chunky glitter. It's not going to get in your eyes and bother them. They're just such beautiful eyeshadows. I cannot say enough great things about these eyeshadows. I actually have the Vibrant multi-chromes on their way right now, and I think I have another like glitter multi-chrome bundle coming to me right now. The only downfall with the CLIONADH Cosmetic shadows is they take an eternity to get to you. They take so long. Like, I've been waiting, I think, since February for a pre-order for the Vibrant multi-chrome and the glitter multi-chrome for the restock. It's like once these sell out, they sell out so damn quick, and then they do the pre-orders now. But then with all the things with COVID and all that sort of stuff, they haven't been really able to keep up with the order, so everything's running a bit behind. But even like when you order normally, I feel like you're waiting at least a month for your order, so that's the only downfall. I would love to see CLIONADH Cosmetics in a retailer like Ulta. That way you could see the products in person, you could see and swatch everything. They look so much more beautiful in person than they actually do like on their Instagram. Is so aesthetically pleasing, but I feel like it gives you an idea of what they look like, but when you get them in person, you're like, oh, okay, now I get it. Like, now I get the hype of these. So I think these are absolutely stunning. I have done a dedicated video to all the shades that I currently have, and then when I get my new shades as well, I will do a dedicated video to those, because I think these deserve all the attention that they get because they're beautiful. It's just the only downfall is you will have to wait a really long time for them. So I think that's going to be it for eyeshadow palettes. Next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to stick with the eyes. I want to talk about my favorite mascara. This is not new to me to this year. This is not new, like a new launch or anything like that. But this Thrive Cosmetics mascara, I've been living my best lash-free life. Like, usually I'm always wearing false lashes. I've been wearing just my normal lashes, wearing my normal lashes. I've just been using mascara lately, and this is the mascara that gives me everything that I want in a mascara, and it's so easy to take off because it's a tubing mascara. So it's, you take some warm water at the end of the day, and it's like you just push it off. It's just so satisfying because it's almost like the tubes form around your lashes, so when you push them off, you could actually see like the fibers and stuff coming off. This just is the best mascara for me. It holds a curl, it just lasts all day, it doesn't flake all over my face. really solid mascara, and I can't even remember. I bet you I've had this for almost a year at this point, and it's still, like, it hasn't dried out at all. The only thing that I don't like about it is it has the plastic applicator. That's just something that I don't typically love about mascaras in general. But for this formula, I freaking love it. So this one, I highly recommend it. I cannot say enough good things about it, and it is now available at Ulta as well. So if you haven't tried it, it's definitely a pricey mascara, but it's not one of those mascaras that you need to throw out in like 3 months because it's gonna last. It doesn't dry out. It's just bomb.com. I've been talking about it, and that's exactly why, because I fucking love it. Now we'll get into the face makeup. So I'm gonna go in the order that I would typically apply everything. So one of my primers that I fell in love with this year, I actually don't have right now because I'm still waiting for TATCHA to launch like a trial size of it because I take forever to go through a full size of primer. But they had launched the liquid silk canvas this year. I did a video comparing the original silk canvas to the new liquid silk canvas. I personally prefer the liquid silk canvas because I like the fact that it's in like a pump. I like that it's a liquid. I just found it so insanely nice on my skin. I just love TATCHA products. Now I'll talk about my two favorite concealers. You guys are probably gonna know what these are. Pat McGrath and Dior. Oh my gosh, the Dior Forever Skin Correct, and this is the Pat McGrath, I believe it's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. I wear the shade L6 in the Pat McGrath, and I also wear the shade 2N in the Dior. So I love both of these, but they're very, very different. I actually like to use both of these at the same time. I actually have them both on my eyes. Like all the areas that I do my concealer, I have these both on right now. I like to lay down the Pat McGrath first because I feel like it really helps almost like give the illusion that it gives me like a smoothing effect, especially in my under eyes because I do have fine lines and wrinkles and all that fun stuff that we all look forward to when we get older. But I do notice that this lays really nicely on those textures. But where I really love the Dior is it gives that really beautiful skin-like finish. Like it does not look like a really heavy concealer. I feel like this especially pairs the Dior. I feel like it especially pairs really nicely with my favorite foundation, and this is not a new foundation. The Dior Air Flash, man, I cannot get enough of this foundation. It's what's on my face right now. A lot of the things that I'm going to talk about today are on my face right now, but this is just my go-to foundation. I think it's beautiful, it's long-lasting, it's skin-like. It's just, it gives you that airbrush finish, and I love the fact that it has the aerosol. So how I apply this, because I get this question all the time, I spray it on my brush or my sponge, and then I'll apply it that way. I don't like to apply it like spraying it on my face. I'll sometimes spray my neck like I did that today if I just need it to be a little bit more blended. But for the most part, I take my BK Beauty, the 101 brush. I just spray like a 3 little sprays, and then I'll just kind of go in, and then when I run out, I'll spray a couple more. That way I'm not wasting the product either. It's just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful foundation. It's definitely skin-like, radiant. It's Gorgina. I absolutely love this foundation. It's hella expensive, but I think it's worth every penny. I think it's truly unique. I think the formula is beautiful. And this is the foundation, like if I'm filming weddings, if I know I'm gonna be sweating all day and I want it to wear very naturally, this is the one I reach for. So pairing these all together, it's such a match made in heaven for my skin. I just love it, and I do have very textured skin, and I find that this does not accentuate any of my texture at all. And I was actually using it recently in one of my live streams, and a friend of mine was like, oh my god, I see why you love that foundation. Like your skin looks airbrushed. And it absolutely does. Like, that's why this is such a hyped up foundation. So if you haven't tried it yet, highly recommend it. Oh my god, I'm sweating my ass off. Let's keep it going. I'm going to talk about kind of like a group of products because I have other products in other categories. You'll get what I'm saying. So my favorite liquid or cream contour is definitely going to be the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Hollywood Contour Wand, and I have the shade Fair Medium. This is what's on my contour right now. But all of these Beauty Light wands, I cannot recommend enough. I'm telling you, I did a dedicated video to the new Pillow Talk line. These ones did launch this year. So I have Pillow Talk 1 and Pillow Talk 2. Such beautiful blushes, highlighters. Like, I love all of these. This is a collection. I will own every shade of these because I think that they're stunning. I think they're so user-friendly. They give that beautiful just sheen to the skin. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a lot more on my skin than just these right now, but it just gives a beautiful, just like, lit from within type of look, but it gives you a slight highlight, very wearable for daytime. But the contour one, like when you first apply it, it's gonna look nuts. Like you're gonna apply it and you're gonna be like, oh shit. But it blends out to perfection. It's such a great product. It's so user-friendly. Like I said, when you first apply it, you're gonna think you applied too much. You might have, but it will blend out. I promise you that. So this one I highly recommend, but all of these Beauty Light ones from Charlotte Tilbury. So next for cream bronzer, this is another one that I have on my face right now, the Tower 28 cream bronzer. I fucking love this product. I think it's so beautiful. It gives the most beautiful sun-kissed look to the skin because it actually gives you a sheen. Like, I do have this on my face right now, but I have, like I said, so many other products. I just think this is so beautiful. I've done a dedicated video to this as well, but you can see right here, this is going to be the shade West Coast. Do you see the sheen that it has right there? It's just so beautiful. I really love the packaging. This is such a solid brand, you guys. If you haven't checked out Tower 28 yet, make sure you guys do because they have some really great products, including the next products that I'm going to talk about, because I can't mention cream blushes without talking about the Tower 28 cream blushes, because these are... I don't want to say they're my favorite because I really love the Charlotte Tilbury ones as well, but these are very different from the Charlotte Tilbury. So Charlotte Tilbury is going to be a liquid cream blush, but it's going to give you that luminosity. It's going to have that radiance to it. These give you a wet look. It's very, very different. These are going to be a lot more pigmented than the Charlotte Tilbury, but it's the way that these look on the skin. They just give you that kiss from the sun look, but it also makes your skin look wet, like I said. I just think it's beautiful. My favorite one is going to be the shade Golden Hour. Like, look at the shade. Look at that shade. Tell me that that's not the perfect, like, burnt skin. Oh my god, it's so good. These are just such great blushes. Again, I really love the packaging on these. Guys, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know how much I love these damn things. But they're the cream blushes. They don't budge. Like, when you put them on, they don't slip inside around. Like, that was one thing that I really didn't like about the Fenty. Like, it almost felt like it slipped around your skin, and I just wasn't a fan of that. These, it's like you apply it, and it's going to stay exactly where you apply it, but it's still going to give you that wet look. Like, you can see it right there, how it looks just juicy. I love the fact that you can apply these to your lips. You can apply them to your lids, too, but they will crease. I've tried it. It doesn't really work for me, but on the lips, I think they're beautiful. They feel super hydrating on the skin. And they're a clean beauty brand at Sephora. So, I mean, for the price of these, they're phenomenal. I absolutely love these. Again, I could not recommend these in a Best in Beauty for 2020 because they're still a favorite of mine, even though they're not particularly new. I really hope that they launch even more shades of these because I love and adore these so much. So, Tower 28 is nailing it for me. I love every single one of the products that they have launched, between their glosses, their skincare, the facial spray, the blushes, the bronzers. Everything in their line is phenomenal. So don't sleep on Tower 28. I have so many like liquid highlighters that I love, but I wanted to choose this one because these were new for this year. At least I'm pretty sure that these had launched this year. These Dominique Cosmetics, the skin glosses. I think that these are so beautiful. Do I think that I needed all of them? I feel like I'm repeating myself all the time when I talk about these. I don't think you need all of them. I do have one of the shades on my face right now, the shade Sunset Glow, that is on the high points of my cheekbones, but I have, again, so much other stuff on my face. But I think my favorite shade is the shade Glossed Peach. I think that this is just so beautiful. This is going to be more of a balmy texture. It kind of feels similar to the Tower 28, but these are going to give you that luminescence. They're going to be like a liquid highlighter, and they all have that gold undertone. Such an amazing product for spring and summer. Like, let me know if you guys want a dedicated video to these, because I still haven't done it yet. But I'm telling you, they're so beautiful. I feel like nobody's really talking about them. My favorite way to apply these is to just applying with my finger on the tops of my cheekbones, even though I don't like to apply my makeup that way. I feel like that's how these perform the best. But I think Gloss Peach is my favorite, and the next behind that is going to be the shade Golden Dew. I'll swatch this one too, just so you can see the difference. But in the pan, these look so much more intense than they actually are, like when you apply them to your skin. I feel like Golden Dew is going to be better if you have, I would say, like fair to light skin, whereas Gloss Peach will probably be better if you have like my skin tone. I really like using Gloss Peach on my high points of my face when I'm a little bit more tan, but Golden Dew in the wintertime when I'm a lot more fair, this is definitely a favorite of mine. I was expecting the shade Sunset Glow to be a lot more of like a cream blush, and it's definitely not. It's still more of, I would say, like a highlighter. It's just like a pinky gold highlighter. Like, look at how beautiful it looks in the pan. I think this one honestly looks prettier in the pan versus on the hand. I think it's still beautiful on the hand, but it's a lot more subtle than I was expecting it to be. So these ones, I like the fact that they're a lot more poppy. But this one, it's still really beautiful. It's just a very subtle glow, but then I put other stuff on top of it. So I really do love these. Do I think you need all of them? No. I think a solid 1 or 2 is perfectly fine. I'm just going to swatch this last one. This is going to be the shade Copper Light. I would say this one is the best for if you have probably like tan to deep dark. This would be a beautiful like copper gold highlighter on your skin. I think this is still beautiful. When I first got these though, I tried to use this as a cream bronzer because look at how dark it looks in the pan. Like it looks intense in the pan, but it doesn't apply that way. They are very, very sheer. This is going to give you that wet look to the skin as well. So you're going to get that highlight, but you're still going to get that wet look on top of it as well. I just feel like not many people are talking about them, and I think they're beautiful, especially for summertime. Like if I'm going on a boat, I instantly grab for these because they just give me that shiny, wet look to my skin. So even when I'm wearing no makeup, I just pop some on the high points and it's just like, ooh, sets me off. So I really love these. I feel like I've mentioned them in so many videos, like my Sephora recommendations video, because I thought they were going to be available there, but you can get those available on Beautylish as well. So that's going to be it for like creams and liquids. Now we'll get into powder. So this is going to be the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I love this powder. At first I was like, okay, it's nice. Like I don't think it's all that in a bag of chips, but the longer that I've had it, I reach for this every single day. And one thing that I did today, I actually whipped out my Beauty Blender sponge and I used this for my under eyes with this powder. Oh my god. Game changer. I think that this made it look so much smoother. Like my skin looks like a porcelain damn doll. So I use this on my under eye and then I also use this on my forehead. Pretty much everywhere that I have texture. Like I'll even drag it down to like the apples of my cheeks because this is where all of my large pores are. Again, this is just such a bomb powder. I really feel like it gives a smoothing effect to the skin. It's Gorgina. I can't say enough good things about it. I feel like I'm always using it. I know it's expensive, but damn, it's real fucking good. Next thing I'll talk about are bronzers. So my favorite bronzer that I've purchased this year is this COSAS bronzer. This is the shade Medium. I don't really love the packaging as far as like opening it. I think aesthetically it's really cute. I like how it has that almost like frosted packaging with the green. I think it's really pretty. This product though is phenomenal. It's such a beautiful bronzer. It reminds me so much of the Hourglass. I actually pulled that out today so I could swatch them next to each other. So this is going to be the shade Medium in the COSAS bronzer. So you can see how it has that luminous shift to it. I love a luminous bronzer. It's what I live for. I'm not really a fan. I mean, I've been trying to love the new Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm just so much more of a fan of luminous bronzers. I don't know why. I think it just gives my face so much more life. So this is going to be comparisons between COSAS and the Hourglass in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. This has been my go-to for years. Look at how hard I've hit pan on this so far. And it's taken me like 10 years to get there, but I'm still going strong with the Hourglass. But these are going to be the two shades in comparison. I do think the COSAS is a little bit more warm. It looks like it's a little bit more red than the Hourglass, but the shifts to them are very similar. I actually feel like the COSAS has a little bit more of a luminous shift to it. Both beautiful bronzers, but this is the one I've fallen in love with this year ever since I purchased it. Besides the Charlotte Tilbury and me trying to love that one, this is the only one that I've reached for. I'll put it to you this way. Ever since I purchased this, I have not reached for my Hourglass. So that to me says a lot considering this has been my favorite for, Jesus, if you go back on my channel, you'll see in probably every like Sephora recommendations video, favorites videos, this has been going strong on my channel for a long time. So the fact that this has been taking over for this one says a lot to me. So I really, really love that bronzer. Now we'll talk about some blushes. So there's two that I want to mention, but there's one that I'm in love with. Like I cannot get enough of it. So the first one is going to be the OFRA Cosmetics and Samantha March Blush Duo in the shade Chiclet. I just think this is such a beautiful blush. I use this all the time. I think it's stunning. I love the fact that it's the matte formula on one side and then you have the shimmery version on the other. I like that you can mix them. I just think that this looks so beautiful on the cheeks. This is going to be them swatched right over here. But here's the thing with this blush. In the pan, it looks one way. On your face, it looks another way. And then on different skin tones, I mean, I feel like this with every product. On different skin tones, this looks so different. Even just swatching it on my skin right there, I'm like, it does not look like that when I apply it to my face. I think it's such a beautiful blush. If I were to pick anything from the Ofra and Samantha March collection, which I think the entire collection is absolutely beautiful, this is my favorite thing that they did in that collection. I love the bronzer, I love the lip duo, which I'm going to talk about part of that today. I also really love the highlighter, but this again is the favorite product that they did in that collection. So shout out to Samantha March. I fucking love you, girl, but I really, really love that blush. And then I also want to mention the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. This is relatively new, so I'm kind of sneaking this in here on the sly, but I've been reaching for this so much since I initially purchased it. And I've been really reaching for the shade Stargaze and then Soleil. Soleil knocked my damn socks off when I used this for the first time when I did my collaboration with Heather Austin on my channel. So you have Stargaze up here and then Soleil's down here. Soleil reminds me almost of like a better version of NARS Orgasm. I think it just has a little bit more poppiness to it, whereas NARS Orgasm I think is a lot more subtle. But I've been really loving this palette. I think it's a really high quality blush palette, and this sold out so freaking fast. Like, it's about time people got on the Lunar Beauty train. But I really love these two in specific, but I could see myself totally using this whole palette. It's just beautiful. The packaging is absolutely stunning. I really wanted to mention this even though I haven't had it that long. But my top blush recommendation, you guys, this is the one that everybody's gonna know about because I can't shut the fuck up about this, and that's the NARS Orgasm X palette. I love this palette so much. I never thought that I would love it as much as I do. I have all of this on my face right now, and that is my favorite thing about this palette is I can use everything in here. And it gives me 3 amazing products. Like, they're all equally as beautiful as each other, and they work really nicely together. So it's not like I have to do like 3 different looks. Like I said, they're all on my face right now, and they're beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Kate the Great is who got me hooked on this Orgasm X, because I was going to buy just like an individual of it by itself. But then when I saw this palette launch, I'm like, okay, done deal. I'm just going to buy the palette because I didn't have the NARS Orgasm Original. But this highlighter, though, this is going to be the shade, I think it's just called Orgasm. Yeah, it's just called the Orgasm Highlighting Powder. That's the highlight that's on my face right now. It is beaming. Beaming. And I never expected that from a NARS highlighter. I don't know why, because when you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, she cute. But it's when you put it on your face, oh my god. Like, look at the shine that it has. It's so stinking beautiful. I'll swatch Orgasm X because I think that, oh, that's such a beautiful blush. So this is going to be a swatch of Orgasm X. I just love the coraliness. Oh my god, it's so good. But Orgasm, like the original Orgasm, it's not my favorite. It's not like the best formula. It's going to be on my ring finger there. It's just a pretty pink blush with a gold undertone. It's going to be right in here. It's nothing to write home about, but why I love having that in this palette is because I mix these two all the time. Because if you go in with just Orgasm X with a heavy hand, whoa, because it's so pigmented. So I really love mixing these two together. So even if I apply Orgasm X by itself and I need to calm it down a little bit, I'll go in with Orgasm, so I'll still have that like gold like luminosity to it, and it doesn't completely wipe it off. It just almost like tones it down. That's why I really love this. But the highlighter is like the standout for me, because I was like, oh, damn. Like, I was just not expecting a NARS highlighter to pull like that. So it's going to be more metallic, but it doesn't really accentuate the texture on my skin either. At least I don't think it does. I mean, I feel like any highlighter is going to accentuate some texture, but for how just metallic this one is, I'm surprised that it's not, like, really accentuating everything. So this palette, I fucking love it. Yeah, hi, editing me, and I can't not mention the new Patrick Ta blush duos, because I am so obsessed with them already. I used them for the first time 3 days ago, and I cannot like wait for the next time that I could put it on my face. Like, it reminds me so much of like a cream version of the NARS Orgasm X, as far as the shade that I have in particular. I can't even remember the exact name, but it's the corally looking one. Oh my god, like, I love it so much that I want to buy all of the other ones. So there's 3 other ones, but I just wanted to add it in really quick that I tried those. I fucking love them, and I will definitely be buying more of them. So definitely on the top of my list of products that I've tried so far in 2020. I've also been really loving the Veil setting spray from Hourglass. I think this is absolutely beautiful, and this is what's on my face right now. I genuinely feel like this gives you a smoothing effect in a spray. As crazy as that sounds, like, at first I was like, there's no fucking way it does that. There's no way. But it feels like it does. It looks like it does. And it's just the most beautiful, just airbrush type of spray. It has a slight scent to it that I don't typically love, but it doesn't like linger, like I already can't smell it. I love the spray on it. I love the formula. I love everything about this. And I love the fact that this helps my makeup last longer. I think this would be such a beautiful like bridal setting spray. Oh my god, because it does give you almost like, you know how I always describe the Hourglass, like the veil powders? I always describe those as like an angel came down and kissed your face. I feel like this gives you that same effect. So I feel like it gives you like a smoothing effect, but then it also gives you like a lit from within type of glow to your skin. It's not quite dewy, but it's like the perfect in the middle, like perfect, I don't know, just like a lit from within type of glow. I think that's the best way to explain it. But this, I know it's hella expensive, but I've been really loving it, so I definitely had to mention that one. So that's gonna be it for face products. Now move on to some lippies, which we all love. But I've been reaching for this Wayne Goss, the Essential Lip Pencil in the shade Natural Berry so much. Like ever since I got this is pretty much the only lip pencil that I've reached for. And again, this is the shade Natural Berry. These remind me a lot of the MAC Cosmetics pencils. So they're actually going to be pencils that you sharpen, which I'm a big fan of. I'm not usually as much of a fan of the like retractable lip liners. I do prefer like a sharpened one because I feel like you can get such a precise point with these. But I just think for, I don't know, like Wayne Goss, when I think of Wayne Goss, I think of like a high-end luxury brand. So when I saw $14 for his lip liners, I was like, oh, that's not bad, you know? And I feel like these are really great lip liners. They are a little bit more drying, which is something that I do like because that makes me feel like it's gonna last a lot longer. Don't get me wrong, there are some more creamy lip liners that do still last. There's something that I like about a more tough formula. So if you're looking for something super creamy, I don't think that this is the one. I think this does have, it's still creamy, but it has more of a toughness to it. But I feel like that is better for longevity. So I've been really enjoying this lip liner. And then the brand that like blew my fucking mind this year is PROPA Beauty or PROPA. I don't know exactly how you say it. Some people say PROPA. That's what I say. Some people say PROPA. But they're lipsticks. I love these lipsticks so much that I bought the rest of the line. That's how much I love these. That says so much to me. I actually have on the shade Finesse and Her Magic. Those are both on my lips right now. I love these lipsticks. They're so creamy. They're so emollient. They're very soft. So I would say be very careful like keeping them in cooler areas because they are very soft. But the texture of these, the finish on these is so freaking stunning. So this is going to be the shade Her Magic. This one here is going to be the shade Limitless. Just look at the shine that these have. They're so freaking beautiful. Oh my god, I'm like still, like every time I wear these, I'm still blown away. But this is the shade, I laid this down first. This is Finesse. I laid this one down first today and I wanted it to just be a little bit darker, so I put Her Magic over the top. But look at those shades. Look at that finish, you guys. I'm gonna say it. These are some of the best lipsticks. I mean, I'm not going to say they're my absolute favorite because NARS Audacious, I mean, I think they're my number one. But these are like top 3 status in my collection and they're 12 bucks. What initially really intrigued me about this line is they're going to be a black-owned indie brand. And I really love the fact that they did nudes that I've like never seen before. Usually you see your classic nude range with lipsticks and you're like, okay, they all look the fucking same. This brand, like I saw their collection, I was like, oh yeah, like they were a lot deeper. They were swatched on darker skin tones. If you have a darker skin tone, definitely check out this brand because I think their shades are so unique. And I want to say too, when you see them in like the bullet, they look a lot darker in the bullet than they actually show up on your lips because they are more sheer. They're going to be like a sheer buildable coverage. Guys, they're so comfortable on the lips. Like if I were to pick one thing that blew me away in 2020 so far, it's these lipsticks. Like I was kind of expecting them to be like a decent, you know, lipstick. I think their packaging is, you know, it doesn't feel really luxurious. It feels more like a drugstore packaging, but for $12, I don't care. It definitely gives me like Fenty vibes for the packaging though. I actually really like it. I like how it has the logo up here and then on the inside it actually has the name of the brand here as well. I'm such a fan of these lipsticks, you guys. I cannot say enough good things and the brand is so wonderful. Oh my god, they're so phenomenal. So if you guys are interested in those, I do have a discount code with them. It is an affiliate code, but it's just one of those things, man. I saw those, I was expecting one thing, I was like, oh, okay, they might be alright, and then I tried them, and I bought the rest of the line because I liked them that much. I initially did a video swatching these with the Wayne Goss lipsticks that I picked up, but when I get the rest of this range, I do plan on doing a dedicated lip swatch video to just these, so keep an eye out for that because They deserve so much attention because I really think they're phenomenal lipsticks. So if you haven't checked them out already, make sure you guys do because they're gorgina. Now we'll move on to some liquid lipsticks. So the first one I want to mention is LUNAR Beauty. This is not new this year, but this is just a go-to for me. This is the LUNAR Beauty in the shade Daydream. I don't think this is in stock right now, but I love the formula of LUNAR Beauty's liquid lipsticks. They're so flattering on the lips. They're not as long lasting, but I do have these OFRA Cosmetics ones. This is the shade Story. This is from the Samantha March collab. I love their liquid lipsticks so much. So I wanted to compare these next to each other. One, because they're my favorites. Like, these are going to be my top 2 liquid lipsticks for the year 2020 so far. So the shades aren't going to be anything comparable, but I wanted to show you guys like the finish of them. I think OFRA Cosmetics is going to have more of a moussey texture, moussey consistency than the LUNAR Beauty, and OFRA Cosmetics is going to be more long lasting, and they have a stellar shade range in the OFRA. I think if you're looking for something more short term, I would go for LUNAR Beauty, but if you're looking more long term, like anytime I'm filming weddings, I always wear the OFRA Cosmetics because they wear a really long time, but they don't dry out your lips. They feel very comfortable all day long. So these are going to be my top 2 just shades, formulas, everything for the year 2020. I just think they're absolutely stunning, and again, shout out to my girl Samantha March because I absolutely love that. And then let's talk about some lip glosses, because who doesn't love a good lip gloss, right? So let me talk about this Pat McGrath. This is the Lust lip gloss in the shade Pale Fire Nectar. Another one that Kate the Great sold me on. Like, she's always talking about this gloss. I could totally see these glosses becoming a favorite of mine. Look at that. Look at how juicy that gloss is right there. So I ended up getting the mini bundle, but I could totally see myself buying a full size of this one. I don't really love the other 2 that I got in this collection. I love how this one's more of a sheer finish and it's got the sparkles and everything in there. The other ones were a little bit more pigmented in the mini bundle, but I was really glad that I got the bundle to start. That way I could see if I like the formula, I could see the different shades. I do have a dedicated video to like my first time using Pat McGrath, and I have all of these lip swatch. I have it's the ones that are more glittery. I have those lip swatch as well. I can't remember the exact name. They're like the Opulus lip glosses. I have those swatch in that video as well, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it down below. But this was my favorite, definitely, of the bunch, and I love the shade on that. I think it's so beautiful. But guys, these LUNAR Beauty lip glosses that he had just launched, oh my god. This is the shade that I'm wearing right now, so that has a slight hint of like what's on my lips right now. I'm gonna throw some more on. This is the shade Celine. They're so beautiful. So that's gonna be the shade Celine, like I said. There's also the shade Moon. I love every single shade that he has done that I have purchased. Moon is probably my least favorite, but this is a great shade. Like, if you're wanting to lighten up any look, it's gonna be this one right over here. Like, if I wanted to lighten up the center of my lips right now, this would be a perfect gloss to use. They almost feel thicker, but they're not really goopy. Like, some people might think that they are because they are such a thick formula, but I love it because they last so long on my lips. These are probably the most long-lasting lip glosses that I own, and I love it. This shade is going to be my favorite. This is the shade Starlight, queen of swatches right now, but look at how beautiful that is. That's just the perfect, like, my lips but better right there. I would probably say that these are my number 1. Pat McGrath coming in at number 2, and then Fenty Gloss Bomb comes in at number 3. You guys remember when Fenty was my all-time favorite? These 2 outbeat Fenty. I said it. So I think that's going to be it for all the makeup. I plan on putting some brushes in here, but I think I'm going to save those for my dedicated brush videos because I'm going to have like all of my recommendations there, basically like my must-have makeup brushes. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe because I do plan on having that coming soon. But let's move on to, I guess, my hair products and then my skincare, and then we'll be done. I do also want to mention these Lumify eye drops from Bausch & Lomb. I heard about these from Better Off Red and Kate the Great as well. Kate the Great stays selling me shit, okay? But these are phenomenal eye drops. I do notice, because I have very sensitive eyes, I used to use the Roto Ice eye drops. They were so intense on my eyes, which these ones are a lot more gentle, but I do notice something with the sensitivity of my eyes does get affected by these drops because when I don't use them, I don't notice it. So I do notice some things, but again, I have very, very sensitive eyes. I always have. I've had LASIK. My eyes are sensitive. So I do really love these. I use these anytime I'm doing my makeup because it just makes my eyes look bright white, and that's just something I really love. So I do want to recommend those. And then the Good Molecules Caffeine Energized Hydrogel Eye Patches. I feel like I'm talking about these all the time too, at least I used to when I first got them. I still use these. I still love them so much. I think Good Molecules, I could say so many products from their brand I love. I think they're such a solid skincare brand for such an affordable price. They're available at Beautylish. If you have not checked out this brand, like I said, I could say so many products that I love by them, but these are my number one because I genuinely feel like they almost feel like they firm my under eye, as crazy as that sounds, but I do feel a difference when I use these. I also really love their like nighttime, like their overnight treatment. There's a lot of products that I've ran out of and I haven't repurchased them, so I didn't want to mention them because I don't know the exact names. But if you guys want to know more, just leave a comment down below and I will definitely just look up whichever ones that I really like and I can comment them back to you. But the next thing is going to be the Tower 28, the SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. I use this all over my damn body because I have problematic skin. I have cystic acne. Like, I get the pimples all over my body that are just like the deep, painful pimples. So I use this all over because there's an ingredient in here that is supposed to be great for like cleaning out the bacteria in your skin. And when I don't use this, I instantly like break out. Like I noticed I had some breakouts on my arms happening again. I had breakouts on my chest happening again because I missed like 2 days of not using this. I just think this makes such a big difference, and I actually even spray this on my back because I get back knee as well. I think this is a phenomenal product. Like it's already down to here and I just got this at the VIB sale. That's how much I just douse my whole body every time I get out of the shower. And it's phenomenal. I've really noticed a difference, and I've heard some people say like, oh, you can get cheaper ones on Amazon. Tower 28 is a solid brand. I have no problem spending my money with a brand like Tower 28. So if you haven't checked out Tower 28, again, I feel like I'm always talking about them, but I think their products are phenomenal. I think their just quality and customer service is phenomenal. And then the last thing for skincare is going to be the Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm. This is the best lip balm on the market. I don't care what anybody says about it. It's the fucking best. My favorite one is it's like pineapple mint. I have these everywhere. I have one at work. I have one in here. I have one in my nightstand. I have one in my medicine cabinet. I have these everywhere. One in my purse. I have them everywhere. Okay, you guys get it. I have them everywhere. This is just the best lip balm, and it lasts so long on your lips. Like, you apply it and you will feel it hours later. That's never happened for me with any sort of like chapstick, lip balm, anything. This is the best. The best. And it's like $8 at Sephora or Ulta. It's available at Ulta as well. And now let's finish up on some hair care. So I do want to mention again the It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In product. This is the best detangler for my hair. And I love the fact, I've talked about it in previous favorites videos, it's called It's a 10 because it claims to do 10 different things. So it's supposed to
inhibit dry damaged hair, add shine, detangles, controls frizz, seals and protects hair color, helps prevent split ends, inhibits hair breakage, creates silkiness, enhances natural body, flat iron spray, and thermal protection.
I genuinely feel like this does every piece of what it claims to do. That's why this is such an incredible product. I will say I don't love this big bottle. I've said it before. I much prefer to buy the smaller bottles because having such a big bottle, and I would think like a smaller hand, it's hard to grab the bottle and spray. If you got kids, you'll thank me later if they got tangly ass hair like I used to and like how my stepdaughter does, because I use this every single day. I use it on Jocelyn every time she gets out of the shower. It's just the best detangler I've ever tried. And then I also want to talk about this Aquage. This is the C-Extend Volumizing Mist. I love this because I have relatively like flat hair, and this just gives me that extra like natural looking boost of volume without having to do anything except just go, you know, I spray this all in my hair. I really like the way that it smells. It smells almost like a hairspray. It's got like that artificial hairspray smell to it, but I like it. So I really, really love this stuff. I just think it gives a really natural, like, just gives me a little bit more oomph to my hair, and it just helps it, I think it gives it a little bit more texture. Nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that. It's just an easy product because I like easy, especially when it comes to my hair.
I can't be bothered
when it comes to my hair. So I just spray this all in my hair after I do my It's a 10. This is how I do it. I put the It's a 10 in first. I'll brush all my hair out. And then after my hair is brushed, I'll spray this in, and then I will blow dry my hair. And then it's just like I have the perfect amount of like body volume without having to do a goddamn thing besides spray these in my hair. So I really love those. And then I also want to mention the Moroccan oil treatment in the light formula. I think I got this as a gift from a local salon owner, and I love this stuff. Oh my god, I was using the Olaplex hair oil, and I think this is so much better than that because I think it makes my hair feel so much more silky. And it doesn't feel like I have an oil in my hair at all. And I've just been applying that to the ends of my hair while my hair's still wet. And then when I dry my hair, I'm just like, ooh, it feels so nice. So I really, really love this stuff. Oh, I love the smell of their products. So I highly recommend that as well. I've been really loving it. But that is going to be everything for, I think, my best in beauty so far for 2020. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Leave anything that you've been loving down below. And don't forget, go check out Cheryl's channel because, again, she's got the best haul videos. She's got the best favorites videos. She's just a precious gem. I say that about all of like my favorites on YouTube because I feel like she's another channel that she should have more subscribers. Like, she does phenomenal already, but I really, really love Cheryl. So if you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys go subscribe to her and check out her video and let her know you're a part of the Britches. Let's do a hashtag Britches and blow up her comment section, you guys. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. And if I forgot anything, I'll leave it in a pinned comment. Okay? Peace!